that gonna help? I don't know. Okay. What's up, everybody? In today's video, all right, I'm coming at you live. Once again, I have a tank top on. I'm still feeling my Marjorie Taylor Greene fantasy. All right, so I'm just sort of walking in here, walking all butch, walking into AFPAC, be like, hey, everybody, what's going on, everybody? With their arms out, just, hey, Nikki, oh, Nikki. Oh, yeah, no. My God. No, it's like upper 40s today, and I'm feeling warm. The sun is out. The snow is melting. I got my tits out. I'm feeling hot. I'm eating in front of you. I'm so sorry, but we're in a bit of a rush today. And I have just a couple things that I want to talk to you about. First of all, Sasha, if you're watching this, I got a lovely postcard in the mail from you yesterday with these horses on it that I am obsessed with. Thank you so much. I love it. I love you. This is great. How awesome is that? So let's talk some astrology like we always do. The moon is about to go into Pisces in the next couple of hours, where we're going to have the Pisces new moon. And this is huge because along with all that other bullshit I've been talking about all week, the Mars-Venus conjunction with Pluto and Capricorn, this Pisces new moon tomorrow is probably the biggest Pisces new moon that we'll have in our entire lifetime. Just because of having Jupiter and Neptune there and so close, this is going to be crazy. And my intuition has been off the freaking charts. Where do I start with this? I guess we'll do a little bit of like gay vulnerability for a second, just so I can emphasize these Piscean themes. So it's been like a week and a half, really going through it on my end. I've been talking about all of the escapism and the addiction and trying to get that under control before this new moon tomorrow, because the energy is really supportive for healing. And this morning I woke up and I was just like, fuck my life. Like waking up and I like know the list of shit that I have to do today. And again, trying to overcome all this other stuff at the same time. I just woke up and I'm just like, I need some proof. God, if you're listening, it's me. Just me and my gay little voice. If you're listening, I need some proof, and I need it now, that I am going in the right direction here, because I am starting to go crazy and I really need some qualified validation. And make sure not to make it too difficult, because I need to be super obvious, So I said my gay little prayer and off I went to the gym, okay? And immediately I'm entering the gym and the song that's playing on the speakers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so again, just being a little vulnerable here, but this has been plaguing me for probably 3 or 4 years now, ever since I moved back from California. And there's a song that I always sort of like hear the main sort of refrain, and I kind of like it, but I just sort of get lost and I move on to the next thing. I don't have Shazam, I don't have a smartphone, so I could never figure out what song it was. It was always like kind of sounded sort of Daft Punk-y. But I'm like, what is this song? And it's been sort of loosely plaguing me for like 3 or 4 years. And then this morning, that is the song that when I'm entering the gym, I hear, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to figure out what this is. So I hop on over to the elliptical where this fucking boomer was working out. Who is on the elliptical at 2 a.m. anyways? So he has his headphones in, and I'm like, sir, I'm so sorry to bother you, but do you happen to have Shazam? No. I'm like, do you have Shazam on your phone? I really need to figure out what this song is, because I hear it and it gets stuck in my head. And he's like, yeah, sure. So he Shazams it, and the song is called so Piscean. Oh my gosh. Walking on a Dream by Empire of the Sun. Not really sure who they are. I thought it was, like I said, a Daft Punk song. Not that I'm super into Daft Punk, but there's a couple Daft Punk songs from a while back that are pretty good. I always liked that Instant Crush song. But anyways, this song is called like Walking on a Dream. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was looking up the lyrics to like the main refrain, and it just had me so shook again with this whole Venus, Mars, Pluto thing happening. I was shook. And we all know that God, in the most curious ways, enters a man's heart. And I knew right then and there at 2 fucking a.m. this morning, that I don't know where I am, but I think I'm on the right track. So that put me in a pretty good mood. Um, I would sing the lyrics now, but I don't even think I got them right. And someone's gonna be in the comments like, "That's not even the right lyrics." You got to get those numbers right. So I won't sing it for you. But the other sort of Piscean thing that's been going through my head today, and I really don't know why, because this wasn't really my favorite episode, but Game of Thrones. To any of you who are familiar, the whole like hold the door scene narrative, that whole thing. For some reason, that was like coming to me this morning, and I really don't know why. But I'm just going to chalk it up to sort of the Piscean energy here, and the idea of like timelines, and like the idea that there are other alternative realities that are happening like right on top and within our own reality. Um, and again, that whole hold the door scene, how they sort of played it through time and to the present, and like, how do I explain this? Like if this were to like fall off of the wall in some other like timeline, maybe someone came up here and just like ripped it off, But in this timeline, I'm just seeing it as just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So those are the two Piscean things that I really wanted to share. Because like I said, I have been shook all day. And I don't know if it's just because of, my intuition getting set on fire for this new moon tomorrow, but I have been shooketh to the chorus. So, anyways, let me go on. Oh, hey, everyone in the comments. Mike Floyd, hello, love you so much. I think my friend should go back home or sleep at my house permanently. Hey, wake up, your Uber's here. Her parents kicked her out. Does she even have a job? Yes. So, Mike Floyd, can I ask you, since you are upfront about this, do you top the trans or does the trans top you? I'm very curious to know. Please let me know. Do you top the trans or does this trans top you? I find that very interesting and so hot. So if you don't want to share, that's fine, but I'm curious. He tops her. Mike Floyd, that is so hot. A good top. It's hard to find a good top. Let me tell you. Okay, it is very difficult to find a good top. So I hope you're treating this trans girl well. Because yeah, it's hard to find a good top, and by a good top, I mean like the type that basically leaves you with amnesia. Oh my gosh. Where you're just like, sir, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but it's hard to find a good top these days. The type of top that like makes you almost tap out, where you just don't know if you can take it anymore. But you lay there and you take it because like you wanted this, you fat bitch. So now you're gonna sit there and you're gonna take it. Oh my gosh. So thank you, Mike. Oh, I think that's so funny. Let's see. Where do we want to go today? Let's just get this one off because it's easy. More prayers for Ukraine and all of that bullshit. I'm getting all these ads, send money, donate now to the refugees in Ukraine. And I always wonder, just like with the Afghanistan thing, like how do they get such great footage and have it all queued up and edited so perfectly so soon into a war? Like Russia invaded like 4 days ago, allegedly, and they already have this all sort of queued up. It makes me a little suspicious sometimes. La 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 la. But yeah, if I was a Ukrainian and I've had like my whole life pretty much like decades and decades of all these international players influencing like my country, especially America, with all the CIA bullshit and all of that. And now all these people are like sending me money and sending all this pity. I would just be like, can you leave me alone? I don't want your money. I don't want your sympathy. Like we can handle this on our own, They don't need the sympathy. They don't want our money. and we've talked about this all the time. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, and like all this, like we got to help these people. Like there's all like the Real Housewives of the franchise. They're all like crowdfunding all this money to send to these refugees in Ukraine, and I'm just like so over it, so over the fake sympathy. What is that song? I think it's Goo Goo Dolls. It's like "Stranger Than Your Sympathy" or something like that. I don't know. I didn't mind the Goo Goo Dolls back in the day. Are they still around? Are they total leftist libtards? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I liked the Goo Goo Dolls. I've seen them live randomly at Summerfest years back, and it was pretty good. What was that other song that was really popular by them? There's a couple, I think. Anyways, I thought this is just a brief continuation of a comment I made yesterday on the differences between No White Guilt and America First. I had assumed that they would be like perfectly aligned, but I didn't realize that there would be differences between them. And now that I do, I'm sort of curious as to what these differences are and where they come from. Because I would just think that you're pretty much homologous with each other. You're in the same sort of community somewhat. Adjacent. I don't know. I just didn't think that there would be that many differences between Jason and Nick. But the only thing I can think of is like when it comes to imagination and creativity, like the American Firsters and like that generation, and not just them, like, the whole generation, 100% of their imagination and creativity is funneled through the phone. Like they really don't generate art outside of something that can't be shown through the phone. Like maybe they'll make something, in real life, but then it's only real once they have all their friends interacting with it on social media. Whereas Jason, I think, comes from this more like historic high art type of imaginative space. And I think that's might be where they're sort of missing each other. But I want to think more about that. Yeah, I want to think more about that because I still feel. I was thinking about this more yesterday. I feel like I'm an orphan. I feel like there's like no place for me in the real world or online. Even there's all these like different communities, and I'm just sort of like I feel like I don't really fit in anywhere. And it's leading me to think that like maybe I just need to like carve out my own space, a cooler space, one where I don't feel like I have to constantly defend myself and all of my homosexuality, because that's like not fun and it's really taxing after a while because it's not a big deal. And one where, Christ is King isn't like the main chant over the loudspeakers every 10 minutes as we pray towards Bethlehem. I'm not really interested in that either. So I'm like, am I like, do I need to carve out my own little niche here of like people who are not anti-white, people like who get the gig, who see through the game, um, and are able to, maybe they're not like queer per se, but they're at least able to like get out of their own head and like act a fool. Like that's why I think yesterday when I was like, oh, I want to make gay friends, like I need to make more gay friends. I just like want like people who are like, able to act foolish and not like care about their identity or like what other people are going to think about them or anything like that. No, like no shade, seriously at all to people who like don't act childish and foolish and immature and crazy. I know that there are people out there and I want to find them because I need a good laugh like we all do. And I got some weird responses via email and otherwise with my plea yesterday to make some like gay friends. And I think there's a little bit of like poverty consciousness out there too, that like in order to have this, I need to give up this. Like the idea of abundance and the idea of like, no, you can actually have both and more, is something that's like I think hard to grapple with sometimes because of alleged, poverty consciousness. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Oh, the gay friends. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about all of this, and who knows if it's going to go anywhere. I'm kind of already losing steam just talking about it right now. But yeah, I'm just going to sip from my water and move along here. My little gay water, my Caucasian water, straight from the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, let me take a bite and read some of these comments here because y'all know I love you so much. Rock Shop. No, I have not watched Lady C video. I just subscribed yesterday, and I'm still like sort of overwhelmed at what you have provided me. Her titles on her videos are like so on point. It's not even funny. But 24 gain of function labs in Ukraine. Are we sure that Ukraine has like that many laboratories? Like, what is like Ukraine's like main export? What are they importing? Like, what do they make? And like, why are there 24 labs in Ukraine? Are these all like scientific labs? Are they more like military based? I don't know. I thought this whole thing had to do with like oil and like pipelines going through Ukraine. Girl, I don't fucking know, and I don't know if I really care. Um, you know, something else will happen next week, and no one will even be talking about the Ukraine stuff. You know, um, you know what? I think I might save this next one for. I'm trying to do like an old school video where I sit down and edit for once and not just keep coming on here and doing lives. And I'm just like waiting for like the content to fill it because I've got a whole bunch of clips. There's stuff that I want to sort of talk to you about, or rather show you, because I don't really know how to best explain it other than through just showing you straight up video clips of what I'm trying to get at, but it's very Piscean. Maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow for the new moon if I have the time. And I'm going to save this next point for that video. Yeah, because right now I feel myself dissociating, and I need to finish eating this and get the heck out the door. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to come out? They're acting retarded as usual. Anyways, you know who drank water? Hitler. You're just like Hitler. Hitler drank water with a pH above 8.5 straight from a water bottle that has a bendy straw in it. Thank you very much. Ukraine, more like gay crane. Yeah. I don't know. Ukraine, I think, used to have really sick architecture. It's probably been blown to smithereens over the years, but I'm pretty sure back in the day, Ukraine had some sick architecture. Let's see. They're corrupt as fuck, and these countries don't want to get caught messing with this dangerous shit with their pants down. So what I'm guessing is people like America, the CIA, is like funding research in Ukraine because they don't want to get caught messing around with this shit with their pants down. Okay, that makes sense. Bear Trap, hey, how are you? I miss you. I love you so much. I hope you're doing well. Meow. Okay. I think it just has to be a short one today. What? I gotta get going, but thank you all for listening. And I will, like I said, try to make a video tomorrow too. I just gotta get going and get back to the barn because everything's melting right now and there's water everywhere. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day and I'll talk to you soon. You know, I love you so much. Bye.